Don't look at me.
Outfit change.
RANGASTHALAM.
RANGASTHALAM, 2018. According to Wikipedia, RANGASTHALAM translates roughly to stage, but it's also just the name of the town in the movie. So this is directed by a guy named Sukumar, who I'm actually not a huge fan of normally. He did a movie called One Nanakadine, which I didn't like at all. I just didn't. So he also wrote this one along with a team of 6 people who normally co-write movies with him. So not a lot of reason to expect this to be different from his other movies, but it really is.
Yeah.
It's like a much more mature version, in my opinion at least, than I'm used to from him. So, how did this one start?
Hoo boy.
1980.
Something happens?
It says it takes place in 1980.
It does.
And then we get the long shot of the bicycle going down the road.
You are correct. So, riding this bicycle is a character named Chitti. And Chitti is being played by Ram Charan, son of Chiranjeevi, star of Magadira. He's also in the upcoming film working title because, of course, it's directed by Rajamouli and stars NTR and Ram Charan.
I need to see that right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
Especially after watching this performance.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so Ram Charan sees a dude getting into a car, right?
Yes.
Eventually,
So
when he
he's
gets
like,
to the end of the road.
Sir, and then the car gets hit by a Mack truck,
Yep.
and the dude flies out the door and hits his head on a fucking rock.
Ouch.
So Ram Charan runs over and he's like, "Nothing's gonna happen to you." Yeah, at this point, dude. The dude who hit his head on a rock, of course, played by Prakash Raj,
Yep.
Ah!
who's in a lot of this stuff.
Yes.
He was in Temper, played the villain in Temper. He was in Singham,
Yes.
the original Tamil Singham and the Hindi remake.
Huh.
He played the villain.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Heropanti.
Played the villain.
His character in this is called Murti. So, yeah. He gets carried off to medical attention, and then we flash back to, 2 months earlier?
I think
4? 2?
Something like that. Something like
the
that.
time before,
Yeah.
and we get an introduction to Chitti's character.
Mm-hmm. He's basically walking around, people are talking to him, he's responding.
But he can't hear that well.
Yeah.
Calls himself a sound engineer.
Yeah. Basically, he's the town's engineer, which means he runs the irrigation process.
Mm-hmm.
So, if anybody needs their lands watered, he's the one to do it.
But
Which is kind of unfortunate, because it seems like he kind of half-asses a lot of it. And also, he can't hear, so if you try to talk to him, he can sort of hear if you yell, but he's also too stubborn to, admit that he can't hear very well.
yeah, but I think it was also established that working with the engine so long is what killed his hearing.
That seems likely, yeah.
We get the scene of the society repoing some dude's crops.
Oh, yeah, because they say that even though he paid off the principal, there's still interest.
No, they paid off the interest, not the principal.
Oh.
Or something.
Well, basically that. They paid off enough to be the principal, but they're saying that with interest, all they paid off was the interest, so
Right.
now they're taking his whole crop.
Bastards.
Yep.
So somebody complains.
Yep.
So then we see a corpse floating in the water.
Yep. He drowned.
Yeah. So of course the father of the corpse goes to complain to the village president. Okay, the village president is played by Jagapati Babu, who played the character Daddy in Puli Murugan.
Oh.
The villain was named Daddy for some reason. It was kind of weird.
Huh.
Yeah.
He's a very awkward when the hero starts talking to him.
Yeah.
So,
At least for us Americans.
yeah, see, over here in recent years, the term daddy has gotten a second meaning aside from actual literal father. It's a sexual one.
And it's disgusting.
So, keep that in mind the next time you watch Puli Murugan. Personally, I wasn't a big fan of that one. To be fair, all of us were half asleep at the time, but still didn't really enjoy it.
We weren't really falling asleep until the next one that day. Where
Some of us started to doze off a little bit.
Oh yeah, there's a chunk where I just left out a bunch of notes because I was dozing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. No, I admittedly just tried to sleep since I had to drive everyone the next day.
Yeah. Yeah.
That did lead to one of my favorite podcast parts, though. Ben, what'd you think of these movies? They were bad.
Oh, you were sleeping under the table.
Yes.
Yeah. Entire podcast.
His
he
own
was just,
kitchen table.
Yes.
Just he's laying on the floor. Just
I think Ben's asleep. 2 hours later of me actually being asleep. Hey Ben, what'd you think of these movies? They were bad.
Well, specifically, no, so it wasn't even 2 hours. It was a little bit. We were at the end of the Puli Murugan section of talking about it, and somebody said something to you, and you just respond with "movie bad."
That's right. Oh my god. That was an experience.
Yeah. So anyway, so they talk to the president of the village, right?
Oh yeah, that's where we are. Sorry.
And they tell him what happened, that the guy stood up for, the cause and was apparently murdered for all we can tell. And the president is like, well, sometimes it's just your time to die. Even if you're,
God knows when to pick you.
God knows when to harvest. So, so don't feel too bad. I think he even gives him like the equivalent of some pocket change to make up for it or something.
I think he gives him like enough for the funeral or something.
Something
maybe?
like that. And so the president, by the way, runs unopposed every election
For 30 years.
for 30 years.
I don't like him.
Yeah.
So
It's a good feeling to have.
is this when
We get our first
Chief-
dance number.
Oh, okay. Oh, God, for the celebration of the election. Because guess what? The president won again.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Chitty's right there dancing in the celebration. Because he doesn't give a fuck.
No.
So, is this when his brother shows up on the bus?
Yep. This is exactly when that happens.
This is Chitty's brother Kumar, played by an actor named Adi, who was the villain in Sare Nodu.
Oh, sorry, Nudu.
Alu Arjun, I don't know if you were there for that or not.
And I haven't gotten around to seeing it.
Yeah.
My next note is bribery, but that happened a bunch, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's hard to narrow it down. There's this whole thing where, like, Chitty and his brother were arguing before his brother left, so Chitty isn't even talking to him. So the brother has to apologize, but then he remembers, wait, I'm back here, he can't hear me, I have to go in front of him and yell my apology.
Yeah.
At which point they're all fine, and Chitty's just like, what did you bring me?
Remind me of my nieces and nephew.
So, eventually it turns out it's a pair of sunglasses.
Yeah. This is, my next note is chase the snake into the girl's bathroom.
Oh yeah, so Chitty has been trying to kill this fucking snake. The thing
The whole
is,
movie.
he's very stubborn, so he's trying to track it by sound.
Is it a poisonous snake?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So, he's following what he thinks is its trail. Somebody's witnessed the snake. He follows it basically into a little
Outhouse thing.
outhouse thing. I think it's like a bathing stall or something. Mm-hmm. And I think he halfway knocks it down.
Oh yeah, he knocks the entire like front half of it off.
It's occupied. Now she's not nude at the time.
She's got a towel on.
I think it's actually just like some sort of undergarment. But yeah, she's not happy with him.
No shit.
But he can't hear very well.
Oh dear.
Yep.
So she's like berating him, but not loud enough. So he's just like staring in love,
Oh
Yeah.
dear.
Now this character,
which makes her really mad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is Lakshmi.
Right.
She's played by Samantha Ruth Prabhu, who we recently saw in Katti.
Oh.
She was the romantic interest in that, and she was also the romantic interest in Iga,
Oh.
S.S. Rajamouli film about a fly.
Yeah, she's a charming young woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good in this one. A lot of
This is
personality.
when we get the love song,
Yeah,
where he just sings about how much he loves her.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh, and then after that, we get the scene of the brother taking him to the doctor to get a hearing aid.
Oh gosh.
That happens already?
Yeah.
But he pulls it out and says, "This just
Yeah.
makes me feel deaf."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's established that he doesn't wear it, even though he has it.
I think it's his issue is that it's him admitting that he's deaf and telling everybody that he's deaf.
Right.
But if he can,
He's very stubborn, is the point.
Yeah.
This will
Very,
become
very stubborn.
very important.
Yes.
look, I'm stubborn, but for Christ's sake, if you
Yeah.
can hear
Yeah.
better.
No, he's super stubborn.
Okay.
You see, he's been like mooning and like dreamy-eyed in love this whole time. So he got led to the doctor's office to get a hearing aid without noticing.
Yes.
He doesn't notice until a truck drives by and honks and he almost loses his shit.
Because he can hear it. Like, what the fuck? I was in my own little dream world there. You shove this thing in my ear and snap me out of it. Excuse me,
Yeah.
I'm going to rip this out and go back to singing about a girl I just met that I'm in love with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get the festival.
Mhm.
Yes.
Well, I guess before that he would have started working for Lakshmi. Because
Oh.
she just reopened her family's
Yes.
farm.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the whole thing where she hires him to water the fields. Because I guess the farm was sort of laying idle for a while because her father's a drunk.
Right.
Right.
So I guess she's back in town or whatever, and she's ready to start it up. So, however, he won't admit that he can't hear very well, and
He's got a friend that usually tells him what's up.
yeah, so he keeps finding various excuses, either to trick her into yelling at him, or to have other people around to explain shit to him later, or in one case, he just turns up the engine really loud so that she has to yell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't make much sense.
He's stubborn.
Yes. It puts her voice on the same level as the engine, at least, you know,
Okay.
so you can hear both.
He sounds kind of annoying.
He kinda is, but it's Ram Charan, so there's also a lot of charm going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, you rascal. This could be a lot easier, but fine, we'll do it your way.
Yeah, yeah.
So now we're at the festival.
Okay.
Oh my god.
This is he asks her for the payment,
Mhm.
but she doesn't have change, so she gives him 100, and it was only like 60 or 80
60.
something. So she's like, "Can you give me change?" He's like, "I don't have change," and then he just
I'll
walks
get you
away
40
with the money.
tomorrow. Yeah.
And she's like, "Wait, how am I supposed to buy things?" And he's like, "I'll buy you something." So
Yeah.
then they buy bangles.
Yeah.
And then this is when two guys come up and like kind of make fun of her while he can't hear.
So they're specifically like to fuck with him because they know he can't hear.
Right.
They talk to him, but when he's not like maybe hearing them, they imply that she's for sale in exchange for whatever he's buying for her. But
So she gets upset.
Yeah.
but she doesn't realize that he can't hear them.
Oh no.
And he's just agreeing with them. Yes, bangles, a certain amount. Yeah, good bargain. So she gets pissed off, and he doesn't know why, until like a friend sort of like explains maybe it was something those guys said. So he doesn't know what they said though, Could have been anything, could have been nothing. So he errs on the side of caution and beats them with a stick.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, she is on like a not a Ferris wheel, a carousel sort of thing.
Yeah.
And she just kind of sees
Merry-go-round.
this, is like, oh, you were gonna fight for me. Oh, okay. You just took your time with it. I see. Interesting.
There's a great bit too. After he's been beating on him for a while, like the president comes through, so everybody has to part like the fucking Red Sea for him, and they just do, and it's like him on one side, them at the other, just staring at each other as the president goes past.
Yes. He still has like a stick, and they're like starting to bleed, and they're trying to like dress their wounds and look away or something.
Yeah. So I think it's like the next day she shows up to confess her love to him. And say that she wants to marry him.
But he can't hear
He
this.
can't hear it.
And she's super shy about it, so she's like, very
Talking
quiet.
low.
Yes.
Low.
So he thinks it's really nothing, and he goes off to do another job.
Yeah.
But the other guys who were like, hey, come follow us, they were like, she was saying something to you, right? And he's just like, what? And they're like, you should meet her tonight.
Oh God.
Oh, that goes horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, that she wants to marry him and all that. And, you should meet her tonight because after midnight she'll change her mind and figure that you're not interested. So
He breaks in.
for some reason he
Holy
interprets
fucking
this
shit.
as please break into my home. And for all I know,
boy.
maybe it meant that. Break into my home, have a conversation, and sneak back out again.
But the way he does it is not like the very kind of sly romantic throw small pebbles at the window, climb up to the second floor.
There is no second floor.
There is, yeah.
He shoves a knife through the door and unhitches the latch.
Jesus Christ.
So
And then,
he sneaks in, and he thinks he's being really fucking cool and calm about this. So he doesn't
Okay.
notice when he knocks down all the pots and pans. And then he looks around and is like, wow, she just leaves her stuff scattered all over the place. And sneaks along.
He's waking up the entire family as he
doesn't
goes.
notice her fucking alcoholic, angry dad right behind him, trying to kick his ass and fucking up, waking
he's
up the
drunk.
rest of the household.
yeah, as
He's-
more stuff falls, he's like accidentally hits his head on things, stumbles over like, I don't know, potted plants that then tumble into like granddad.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Granddad gets hit 3 times.
Yeah, so yeah, the old granddad is there sleeping on the floor, and our hero almost steps on him. Is like, that was really close. Turns, knocks something onto him.
Yeah.
Doesn't notice. Sneaks up, finds Lakshmi's room, and it's like, psst. Meanwhile, the entire family is awake. There's been a huge racket outside. She walks out to talk to him, and he's like, real quietly, like, so you love me, right? And you want to get married. That's great. I mean, ever since, I saw you when you were bathing. Entire family right behind him. It's like, good, so we can get married no matter what your family thinks. I'm glad to hear this. Just, etc. Just tell me that you love me again. And
She slaps him.
she fucking slaps him because he broke into her home and wrecked the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, he deserves that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't entirely understand the situation. So the family, kicks him out and yells at him.
And then a mob forms ready to kick his ass.
Mm-hmm.
But then,
I
is
think
it his
his-
friend or his brother?
I think his brother.
One of
Maybe
the two.
his friend and his brother intervene and leave
They're
him
like,
off.
he can't hear. It's
Yeah.
all a misunderstanding. We'll clear it up in the morning.
Yeah.
And so he says something to him, as he's one of the angry mob guys says something to him, so he just fucking decks him. And then he goes home.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't talk shit, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk shit, get it.
Yeah.
This is when we get the other attempted suicide after the
Oh.
society shows up again.
Oh, God.
This
right.
is where
so,
they repo the whole farm.
So Ram Charan's walking along, right? Mm-hmm. And you meet some various people, but he can't really hear what they're saying. So he meets this one guy, and he's like, hey, so how are you doing? And the guy says, well, the society repossessed my farm, and now I'm going to go kill myself. And Ram Charan's like, that's great. I'm really glad to hear that. Hey, good luck with that.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
He's like, all right, thanks. You have a good day.
Walks
Like,
over
Starts
to the
crying.
walks
That's
over,
important. He starts crying first.
Yeah, walks over to the cliff, jumps off into the water to drown himself.
That's
5
so
seconds
sad.
later,
Ram Charan jumps in, saves his life. He's like, how did you know? You can't hear. And he's like, well,
You were crying.
I saw that you were crying. I knew something was wrong. I looked back. I saw you jump. So this is, however, when his romantic interest happens to be there. And this is how she finds out that he can't hear.
Right.
finally.
Finally.
She gets it.
But then immediately is a dick about it.
Oh yeah, she starts fucking with him now. She starts talking real low on purpose.
And that's
Well,
when
this-
she's confessing her love, is when she's quiet.
Right.
And he's like, can you speak up? It's like, why are you always so, and then like nags at him about something.
So
He kind of deserves it.
Yeah,
a little bit. He does, but at the same time, she's, well, she basically does want to get back together with him, but she's fucking it up.
Yeah. Now,
Because remember, he's very stubborn.
Yes.
so now we get her love song to him.
Yeah. Before that, she was
Literally.
Yeah. Basically, before that, she was saying to him, low though, that she loves him and wants to marry him. And she says it over and over again. He's trying to read lips and he can't quite. He misinterprets it as sort of a, basically, you suck, who would ever want to marry you? So now he's just pissed off. And she sings her love song trying to, like, win him over, but he's just like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then after that, we get they go to the accountants
Oh.
at their
Oh,
office.
yeah.
This is
because
where.
she went to school and actually knows something's up with their math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But her family is ridiculously in debt to the society.
Oh.
But
Because their dad's a drunk.
but it turns out that the society is claiming an amount way higher than they ever loaned them.
Usually double in
They've
most
been,
instances.
yeah, they've been doing this to everybody in the village so they can steal their crops, steal their land.
Get
They're a
more
bunch of
money.
rat bastards.
Yes.
And they get away with it because most of these people don't even know math.
Christ.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would be so angry.
That's why education's important, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Chitty's there to back her up.
yeah, and no, he's not actually. Because he's still pissed off at her.
Yeah.
His brother, Kumar, is.
Right.
So, when the society people realize that, somebody's figured out their scam, they sort of like pull the papers away, and Kumar tries to drag him back and ends up knocking the one guy over, and he hits his head a little bit.
Yep.
So now Kumar is in trouble.
Oh no.
Yeah.
He has to go in front of the president.
Yeah.
You attacked a society member.
Mm-hmm.
You need
The
to be
president's
punished
in
for
on
that.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the head of it.
Yeah.
Another prick.
So, and Chitty's there also. So, but Chitty can't hear. So, it ends up that Kumar's punishment for hitting a society member is to pay like 20,000 or something.
Yes.
Yeah, the only way they can get that much money in 2 days is to sell their 2 acres of land
Yes.
or something like
Christ.
that. Yep.
So, Chitty's there just laughing along with whenever anybody laughs and all that.
Not quite.
And the president insults Chitty's dad without Chitty hearing it.
Yeah, I think insults his
Grandmother.
Yeah, his
specifically.
grandmother specifically.
Oh,
it's not
Dad's
even
mom.
it's not even the president. It's like the president of the society, who's like the president's like main flunky, this bald middle-aged dude.
Right.
Oh, it was like your grandmother got that land by selling
Cow turds or something.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. And
As long as it wasn't ass.
I think that may have been implied
Might have been the
even.
implication.
Yeah. So later on in the night, Chitty finds out what was said.
because his friend was like, that dude made fun of your family, right?
Well, his friend was trying to like convince him that never happened, and another random dude says this.
Right.
And so he turns around and Chitty's fucking gone.
Yeah.
He's on his way to go kick some ass.
Yeah.
She does by picking up what? Basically a makeshift torch at one point.
Yeah, oh yeah, he picks up the torch. That's what he hits him with first, the flaming stick. Just burns the dude and then just starts beating the piss out of him.
I think he's about ready to kill him with a giant rock before he finally gets stopped.
Yes. Yeah, because he found like the president's cronies playing like poker, and then he just beats this one dude to, I don't know, some sort of like outdoor theater at night.
Oh yeah,
And
and
then
the
the
dude's
entire-
singing, and then he goes back to singing. And
Yeah,
playing his
the entire
instrument.
village just kind of looks at this fight and is like,
Yep.
Yeah,
he's
good,
got this, and
good,
we
yeah.
also agree with him, so whatever. Finally, his brother and friend comes in, is like, don't kill him! That'll be bad! We know you want to, we agree with you, just don't actually kill him. You did fine.
So Chitty ends up in prison,
Shit.
getting tortured
Yeah.
Bad.
And starved.
and starved. Yeah.
And he does not do well when he's hungry.
Yeah.
Because the police investigator
Oh.
says, say sorry, but he can't hear.
Yeah.
So
And
he's just like, I can hear fine, even he's lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the brother's like, he can't hear, and the cops are like, he just said he can hear fine, you're both,
Lying.
yeah.
You're both
Well,
lying.
you're
One of
both
you.
trying to play a scam or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So,
And of course, even if Chitty could hear, he's going to be stubborn and take the beatings.
yeah.
So the brother goes to the president of the village
Right.
and says, look, my brother might die in there. And of course the president is like, well, he has trouble hearing. Maybe this is a language he'll finally understand.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then, brother puts up bail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah. Once it's allowed.
Right.
And, shows up at the prison with, like, food and water for him.
And this is when the new flag shows up.
Yes.
Oh, this is when they,
Decide to run against the president.
Yep.
Yeah, they decide since the president keeps running unopposed, Kumar is going to run for president this next election.
Right.
He goes out and he registers. And of course, the guy who he registers with is the dude who has been wanting somebody to run against this dude. Because every time he goes into town as an official, he just gets a bribe and basically gets told to fuck off.
Right.
And it's like, look, I can't do anything about this. You people need to do something about
Yeah.
this.
Right.
So he gets registered. They sign up with a political party. This guy.
I think they called it the MLA or something.
Yeah, the MLA.
It's a red flag.
The MLA of the whole region, except for their town, basically is the only one where he didn't get any votes
Right.
because the president doesn't like that guy.
Yeah.
The president's flag is orange.
Yeah. So this is again Prakash Raj's character, who we saw at the beginning get hit by a goddamn truck,
Yeah.
playing a sweet, nice, grandfatherly type, which he's done every once in a while.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, mostly in Mahesh Babu movies.
Maybe
Aw.
they're friends.
Maybe. So what now? Oh yeah, so they walk into town with their new flag, walk right up to the president's fucking palace. Walk right in there, like nobody's allowed to walk past the president's palace without taking off their sandals. So they walk right in there with their sandals
Yeah.
and their flag, and they're like, "Hey, fuck you! Your
days are numbered."
Your days are numbered. We got
And they
this."
call him by his real name, which
Yeah.
nobody's done in 30 years.
Because
Wow.
the real name was on the records
Right.
at where they registered, and nobody in town fucking knows his name.
Yeah.
They just call him president.
Yeah.
So they call him by his real name, and that's like a stripping him of his power almost.
A little bit. So yeah,
Well, knowing people's real name gives you power over them.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah, Earthsea.
Next, we get a long montage of
Them trying to garner votes,
Yeah, getting some people to like co-sign on this so
Right.
that they can whatever.
get the
And
nominations they need.
everybody's too fucking scared.
Except for,
Except for the guys he beat up at the fucking festival.
yeah,
those are the first like
when
one or
they
two
show
he
up
gets.
to the brother, Chitty thinks that they're going to start beef again. And so he's ready to fight, and the brother's like, no, they're here to help us.
Yeah.
And then Chitty's like, really? And then they're like, yeah. And then they all like have a group hug, and then there's like a montage of them
A
going
musical
around.
number.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, this is the best
Campaign
fucking
musical number. Yeah.
I love it.
where like the 5 of them are just going around, hanging out, being bros.
Yeah.
They're like dancing through town in sync
Yeah.
while passing out flyers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It was
great.
so
It
good.
was good.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, their logic is basically, look, we beat you up, you beat us up, we understand each other.
Yeah.
We both hate the president.
Yeah,
exactly.
The enemy of my enemy.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly. And then we get a
Common Rider reference.
Yes.
we get another shot of the dude in the hospital again. Like we cut to
Oh
that.
yeah, we go back to our flash forward.
right.
And basically,
Shitty is there taking care of him.
yeah, he's basically dedicating his life to this dude who's now in a coma. So he's, shaving him every day. He's,
Sponge bathing him.
Yeah, exactly. Because he really wants this dude to live.
Right. And
So,
then interval.
interval. So
That was just up to the interval? Jesus
Yes.
Christ.
Oh, that.
Oh,
it's a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, that's a lot of shit.
Yeah.
it is. It is, and I'll say right here, a very engaging story.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps you enthralled for the 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It
Sounds great.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Uh huh.
I'm
Okay.
gonna see it this weekend.
I'm sorry we're spoiling it for you. If
It's
you want to
fine.
walk out to avoid spoilers
No.
at some point, go ahead.
It's just like, I won't remember. Except as I'm watching.
Okay, but if it's this weekend, man, I don't know.
Okay, how about
So-
next weekend?
Yeah, whenever you feel like it. It's on Amazon Prime.
After the interval,
point.
it shows him helping the dude some more, and then it cuts back to more of the election stuff. And then this is the music number that just does plot advancement, whatever that one was.
Probably still drumming up more campaign stuff.
Yeah.
Blah,
Oh, I do want to mention that in the flash forwards, Chitty is wearing his hearing aid.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. And then, all right, after
Stubborn little fuck.
the other music number, we get the truth behind the deaths.
There we go. Yep.
This is when we start rolling.
Yeah. Because,
Turns out the president was ran against a couple other times.
and people opposed him, etc. And they all died. They were all murdered.
That's
Stabbed,
awful.
drowned, combination of the two.
Now, one of them, Chitty
Oh.
has a beloved aunt.
Oh, we didn't talk about her yet.
She's the only one who he always hears because she yells everything. She is a great character.
Yes.
And she's the one who always supports him, everything. And
She's kind of like the village mother,
Yeah.
almost.
her husband, his uncle, is away living in Dubai to try to make some money for the family. Except we find out at this point he isn't in Dubai. He came home looking to oppose the president and was murdered.
Son of a bitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, he was wearing a watch that Chitty later found in the dirt.
Well, it was like the second scene when he was chasing
Yeah.
the snake. He found the watch.
Yeah,
Okay.
and brought it to his aunt to give to his uncle because this would be his style, and she gave it to him, and he's still wearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So not only him, but all these other people in the village have been murdered by the president.
At least 3.
So this is why his aunt hasn't supported their campaign.
She doesn't want them to
doesn't-
end up like
yeah.
the uncle.
Yeah. So now Kumar is in danger.
Yeah. Also, she's been telling everybody the husband's still in Dubai to keep the other men away from her.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Men are scum.
Yeah.
For real, though.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Is the MLA guy come in to
Yeah.
campaign for brother now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he comes in, and he's on stage introducing the brother.
Oh, right, because Chitty's now paranoid about this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he's scanning the crowd, looking for anybody who might be suspicious. If he sees somebody with a knife, he just takes it away from them,
Yeah.
regardless of why they have it.
Yeah.
But as the brother's up there on stage, Chitty notices this one really suspicious-looking dude,
With
like
a scar on his head.
really shady motherfucker.
And he's clutching a bag in a weird way.
Yeah, and before he saw him clutching the bag, he saw him with like this big curved ugly knife. So now this
At the
dude
knife stand.
Yeah. So this dude He's clutching this bag, and then Chitty loses sight of him. He's in the crowd. He's looking for him. He sees him walking up towards the fucking stage with this goddamn bag.
Oh shit.
So Chitty rushes over there,
Tackles him.
tackles him at the last possible second. The bag falls. It's
The
like
thermos.
a thermos with tea.
Coffee.
It turns out this guy is...
Prakash Raj's coffee boy.
Yes. Yes. Prakash
Yeah.
Raj just, says, this is my dude. What's his name? And,
Right.
and so obviously this is an embarrassment, but Prakash Raj plays it off like, no, it's okay. It's no big deal. I mean, it's embarrassing, but it's no big deal. But obviously, a little rift starts to form between Kumar and his brother, because...
Yeah. Because Prakash Raj at one point is like, I mean, if your brother doesn't trust us, the town might not either, so it doesn't look good. But, I mean, I understand why he did it.
Yeah. So, is this around the time that all their supporters get on a tractor to go and retract their support?
This is exactly when.
Yes. And the brothers steps in front of them like, what are you doing? And they're like, yeah, well...
We're gonna go pull our support.
Yeah, because your brother took money from the president, so we thought you were different, but I guess you're not. So Kumar's like, wait, I'll talk to him. Just come with me.
We'll sort this out.
We'll sort this out. If he did, then I guess we'll all retract our support or whatever.
Right.
Then he'll stop running for president.
Yeah.
Right.
So they go and they talk to Chitty. And he's like, yeah, I did. I don't want you to die.
He's like, well,
So, Kumar threatens suicide with a knife.
Yeah.
Well, because Chitty wasn't telling him.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, don't kill yourself. Okay, I took the money. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. He's like, well, guess I have to concede now.
Right.
And Chitty is like, no, I'll just get the money back.
And, well, his parents kick him out of the goddamn house.
Yes.
They said, get out.
Yeah.
Shit.
So he digs up the money and goes and he takes it back to the president.
Who's at the temple worshipping.
Yeah.
No, the money was at the president's palace.
Yeah, he buried, it in the front
right
yard.
there in the president's front yard.
He said, I didn't need this money.
Yeah. So he takes it back to the president. He's like, look,
You can count it.
you can count it. It's all there. I didn't take it very far. And, I just... my brother threatened to kill himself if I didn't give it back, so here it is. And, I was just worried. It seems like, you're blessed by God because everyone who opposes you dies. But he has a brother named Chitty who will basically fuck up anyone who gets in his way. So, I guess it evens out, doesn't it?
Yeah. And the president's like in the middle of meditation or something. He's just kind of giving him the side eye the entire time.
Well, anybody who comes up to see the president is given a drink.
Oh, God.
yeah.
He has this whole thing that he does for intimidation and humiliation of people, where he'll have the person who's visiting him given a drink, and insist that he drink it, and afterwards say, "What? So who's going to rinse out the cup?"
He makes them clean their
Makes
own
them
cup.
clean their own fucking cup that they didn't want in the first place.
In front of him.
Yes.
Fuck this guy.
Yes.
So they do the same thing to Chitty,
Oh my God.
but he leaves the cup there, goes away, comes back with like
a giant rock.
Fucking rock.
And
and
just wham!
crushes it,
Crushes the cup.
answering the question.
Yes. Nobody.
What cup?
It's just deleted.
Yeah. Delete. So, Jesus, what even is next?
Now we have Crash the Wedding.
Crash the wedding.
Lakshmi's getting married to somebody else.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's
her
true.
drunk father is marrying her off
Yeah.
Money.
for
Yeah.
money.
That doesn't sound good.
Nope.
No.
So Chitty shows up
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
and says, "Yeah, you look good in your wedding dress. You might not want to marry this guy. If you still love me, I'll be over here. You're welcome to come and join me. I'll marry you later."
He's also like, I mean, I'm sorry I don't love you as much as I love my brother, and I wouldn't betray anyone
In my family,
in
yeah.
my family to, take them over my brother. So, I mean, if you love me and don't want to betray me, you're up against my brother, but I'll have you as a great second in command. It'll be great. But if you don't, I understand. Not everyone is as awesome and loyal as I am. So go have fun.
So
I'll be over here.
She stands up, and then the father threatens to drink poison. Is like, if you leave this family right now to go marry him, I'll drink this poison and die.
It's implied that he's been doing this a lot.
Right.
So
She walks away, goes into the house, comes back out with a larger jar and says, "You won't die with that small thing," knocks it out of his hands, hands him the large one and says, "Drink this," and she runs.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like her.
Yes, she's good.
Just like, really go kill yourself.
Yeah. It's a great fuck you.
Yes.
What do we got?
Is this the brother going on a trip yet?
No, this is when she meets up with him at the house, and they're just sitting on the front lawn because he's not allowed in the house.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Hi, family. You want to meet my soon-to-be wife?" And then they all come out and they all have dinner out there.
She brought him food.
Right.
Because he's locked out of the house, and so he's just like, "Oh, she's a better cook than you are, Mom. Don't worry about it. I'll eat fine." So like one by one, his family comes out
First his
with
little
a
sister.
plate to just eat her food with him. They all get served before he does.
Yes.
Does he get any?
Oh yeah.
They share a plate.
Yeah. She brought plenty.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It's a cute
But it's
scene.
funny, the whole family comes out and they all have like their family dinner out on the front lawn.
Yeah.
He's still not in the house. They
Yeah,
just all
exactly.
came out.
And then it's implied that he's let back in the house
Yeah,
because now they're just one big family.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny too because when he shows up, he's like, "I'm allowed on the lawn. Grandma wrote it in the will."
That's right.
He says it.
That's right. I remember that. It's so good.
That was his justification of staying right there. Might not be in the house, but he can be on the property.
I love these characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so good.
But then he gets called away to the Lantern Festival
Oh.
because his
yeah.
best friend's like, "Hey,
What the?
The
this
Dazzle
fucking
Queen.
Thing.
Yeah. So this is just an excuse for another big musical number.
I'm gonna play it off as bachelor party."
It's the same kind of thing. Basically, it's one young woman singing to a bunch of horny dudes.
Yes.
Poor woman.
I assume that they paid her for it because she is a performer.
Yes.
This is basically just an excuse to get this actress into the movie, give her a prominent role, but she doesn't have to be the lead actress.
I think they did something like that in Temper, right?
Oh, they do that in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually a weird musical number, but fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
That's what
Yeah.
this was. She
Yes.
was the Dazzle Queen.
Yeah.
The Dazzle. It was asking like who's going to be the Dazzle King. And
Right,
they were
right,
like,
right.
"Oh,
And they all
I
had to-
will.
they
So
all
you
had to bid on it?
suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the final offer was what, 1,000
Something like that.
something
Lucky.
before you, or a crore or,
Crore.
or something. I forget. So
So,
it was a lot of money.
but then Chitty notices something or is
Oh, yeah.
told something?
He notices the dude on the bike
Oh yeah,
Yes.
because the dude is
from
like,
out of town.
from out of town, which is odd. And the
He's
dude,
still paranoid.
yeah, and the dude is carrying like
12
refreshments.
dinner tray thing.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. So the dude delivers them to some workers.
Farmhands.
Yeah. And Chitty immediately notices something wrong, and
There's like 12 meals, but only 4 dudes.
well, that's later.
Right.
First, he has to beat the shit out of them because they're trying to kill him.
Right.
Yes.
Well, first they talk loud at
Oh,
him, and he's like,
yeah.
"Why does this foreigner know to talk loud at me?"
Yeah.
That's it.
So
Right.
so he's prepared for when they try to kill him, and
Right.
he kicks the shit out of him.
It was basically, why does this foreigner know how to talk loud at me, and on me he's ducking out of the way of something?
Yeah, exactly. So then he realizes that there's shit prepared for a bunch of people, not just him.
Right.
Which means there are a lot more of them out there waiting for. So where's his brother? Now his brother has a girlfriend who he goes out of town to visit every once in a while.
Every Saturday.
Yeah,
That's right, yes. Because that had to be
yeah.
routine.
Because I think she was still in school or something. Some kind of apprenticeship, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically she's from a rich family, but he promised her that he'll get a good job and they'll move out and get married. But now he's going to be like president of his village he's planning, so Yeah,
has
it's a
to
little
stay
different,
there.
but they're still in love.
Yeah.
So he's out visiting her. He's on his way back. On a scooter, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's like above bicycle, below motorcycle,
Mhm.
somewhere in between.
Yeah.
So Vespa.
Yeah, like a scooter. So, I think he notices flashlights in the fields on the sides of him.
Right.
So he tries to
Or-
speed past.
They call them torches.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But there's a log in the way, and he flips his goddamn scooter.
Yep. Right over.
Yeah.
Glasses fall off.
Yeah.
And there are
Oh, that's the worst.
Yep.
and there are people with, big sickles
Knives.
all around him.
Machetes.
Yeah. All with
They're gonna
flashlights.
fuck him up.
Yeah, so he takes off running into the field.
Cornfield-ish thing.
He
Yeah.
left his glasses behind.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Chitty is on his way and
Yeah.
finds the scooter and glasses?
Yes.
Something like that.
So he can't really hear, though. So he climbs up a tree and he sees all the flashlights off in the distance. He takes off for him.
Right.
But he screams, brother, and everyone else just learns, oh, turn off flashlights, be quiet, cover brother's mouth.
Yep.
So the brother's crawling around.
He's got
Trying to get to Chitty.
Yeah.
at least 12 good gashes around his
Yeah.
body, torso, and
Yeah.
legs.
He's already been hit a few times.
Mhm. But him and Chitty keep missing each other until finally like at the last second when they've all basically got him.
One
Chitty,
of the flashlights turns on.
Yeah, Chitty steps on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
And it shines directly at his brother, surrounded by these dudes with the sickles.
So he fucks them all up.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus!
Boy, does
He deletes
fucking
them.
wept.
Oh, this is brutal.
Oh.
Yes, it is. There's a lot of GoPro stuff here. There's, he fucking kills people, bashes their heads open with fucking rocks.
Just
Yeah.
wham, 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 wham. He has double fisted
Uh-huh.
rocks. Just wham.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, after he's murdered most of them, he has to stop and check to see who's alive so he can finish them off.
Yeah.
And he picks up flashlights, beats
Yeah.
them with them.
Yes.
Just if they move, he hits them until they stop moving.
Yes. It's dark, but it's good.
Yeah. At this point, the darkness is justified for what they've done.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And what they basically symbolize at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once he's killed all of them, him and his brother
Get back
hitch
out
a
to the
ride.
road,
Yeah. And they stop at some sort of stand, food, refreshments.
Yeah.
So he sits his brother at a table.
He's like, all right, I'll get you water.
Yeah, I'll get, and turmeric for your wounds.
Right.
He gets some of that. And when he gets back to the table, his brother's face down on the table. And he sort of lifts him up, hey, his fucking throat slit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's dying. You saw somebody just sort of wrapped up walk past, and they just went into the field.
Right.
So Chitty is just trying to put turmeric on his brother's slit open throat, and trying to hear what his brother is trying to tell him, but he can't hear.
Yeah.
And his brother's in no position to yell.
Yeah.
So he's just focusing on the shapes that his brother's making with his lips, but he doesn't know how to lip read.
And he's
Well.
screaming, I'm such a fool, I'm so sorry, and nothing should have happened to you.
Yeah.
Through his tears.
Yeah.
So then he walks into town next day with his brother over his shoulder,
Yeah.
and the entire town's like, fuck!
Yeah.
Yep.
No!
It's a long scene of just mourning.
And funeral.
Yeah. For most of the funeral, he's just sitting there, just spaced,
Gone.
gone, until finally he just breaks down.
After the body has been put to the pyre, I
Yeah.
guess,
Yeah.
he runs directly to the president's office and is ready to fuck shit up.
Yeah. But the president's already left.
Yeah.
Oh.
he's
in
out
hiding,
long gone.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, him.
He got the
him-
hell out of Dodge.
Basically, right after that, everyone is still at the funeral and is like, hey, where's Chitty? Did he go to the presents already? I did. All right, mob, let's go.
Yeah.
So it's the
They
entire
form an
mob
angry mob.
ransacking.
They
the-
destroy the entire palace.
They
Yeah.
take it down brick by brick.
Yeah.
Just
'Cause
support
fuck that
beams
guy.
going. The door was kicked in. It's
Yeah.
just there's no office for the president to come back to.
Yeah. Well, Chitty starts wearing his hearing aid now.
Yeah.
And him and his compatriots are basically searching the countryside for the president.
Right.
They're consulting fortune tellers. They're so desperate to find this guy.
Right.
They're going from, one side of the town to the other side of the town. So,
While they're all searching, the aunt becomes president.
yes. She gets elected.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She
was already basically a village leader.
Yeah. So, during the celebration for her election, Chitty notices something that one of the
Drummers?
performers is
Something.
singing
Yeah.
during the celebration. So he even takes out his hearing aid just to look at the shape his lips are making, because he recognizes it. And then he takes off on his bicycle. He has a purpose and a direction, and he sees Prakash Raj get into a car, and then get, boom, hit by a goddamn Mack truck, thrown out of the truck, hits his head on a rock.
This is the beginning of the movie.
Exactly. So, finally, after,
2 months?
2 months, Prakash Raj comes out of his goddamn coma. Just a
Right.
little bit. His eyes open first, and then they move. And his
Yeah.
hand twitches, and, within a certain amount of time, he'll be up and walking again.
It's another, I think,
It's a
month,
fucking
I think.
miracle.
Yeah.
Prakash Raj's family thanks,
Chitty for his whole dedication and hard work.
They were about to pull the plug on him, too.
Yeah.
It was Chitty that convinced them to...
Yeah.
No, hold on. He can get through this.
Yeah. And, he basically abandoned his own family just to take care of this guy.
Okay.
Like, he was just living there for all this time. So finally, there's like a party to celebrate that,
Prakash Raj is recovered.
exactly. This guy, Murti, the MLA, is back. So Chitty goes to the party. And it's a while before somebody finally recognizes him and takes him up to meet this guy, because
I
this
think
is
it's
a
the dude's wife.
yeah, this is like a
Close.
big deal set of VIPs. Nobody knows who the fuck Chitty is.
Right.
So Chitty goes up there to meet with him, and he's like, "Oh, I want to tell you something, but..." And he looks at the two guys in the room. He's like, "Can we talk privately? This is kind of important."
Yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, of course, you saved my life." So yeah, they're there.
He sends
they're talking
everybody out.
privately. So
Chitty's like, so...
well, first
the
Murti-
president...
First the MLA asks, "Did you ever find the president?"
Yeah.
So he's like, "Well, I was looking for him high and low. I was consulting with fortune tellers," and we get a flashback to him finding where the president was hiding
Right.
and murdering the shit out of him.
Yes.
Like a stick of bamboo. Just
Yeah.
beats him until he can't move.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah.
I think he even hits him with his own goddamn radio. And
Yeah.
it was established that the president loves his radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he had his hearing aid in, so he finally heard the radio in the cornfield, basically.
Yeah, that's how he found him.
Oh.
Yeah.
So then, he, after the flashback, he asks Prakash Raj, he's like, I did commit a murder. I kind of committed a lot of murders, but they were bad people, so, I can be forgiven, right?
Right.
But you can't be forgiven for killing my brother. Because that word that he recognized his brother saying in his last moments
What was the name?
was the name of Prakash Raj's
Coffee
T-boy.
boy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That was the shadowy cloaked figure that slit the throat at the rest stop.
Right.
Yeah. See, Kumar's girlfriend, who he kept visiting, was the daughter of Prakash Raj,
Oh.
who didn't want his daughter marrying some dude from a village, out in the sticks.
Yeah.
So he encouraged Kumar to run in the election against the president, figuring the president would kill him. And when that wasn't quite enough,
He
Yeah,
did
this
it
dude-
himself.
yeah,
Yeah. Which, Chitty was even like, and all of this was, confirmed when I kind of interrogated your little assistant there.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He told me all this right before he died.
Yeah.
It even shows the assistant making tea, and then he comes up behind him with a rag and just chokes him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously the reason that Chitty saved his life was
So
that
he could kill him.
exactly.
I wanted you to know that it was me that killed you.
And why.
And why.
And that you could feel it.
Yeah, he even shows him a picture of his brother to remind him specifically why you're about to die now. And of course, he has one of those sickle knives right up to his throat.
And just...
Yep.
So we see Prakash Raj, fall out of the chair, bleed out on the floor. Chitty just kind of walks out the side door, walks down the stairs, and that's it. That's
He
the
just
movie.
leaves.
He leaves with his girlfriend.
Roll credits.
Maybe like at that point? I forget. I don't know if they got married quite yet, but they
Yeah,
are
they're on their
together.
way.
Yeah.
So they just leave through the crowd. Nobody notices a thing. End.
And it was like, oh, it's a hitman mission.
Yeah. Just in and out. Gone.
Yeah.
Now, basically, as soon as Prakash Raj was introduced, I was a little suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, oh, he's playing against type. Wait, is he? And, as far as the brother dying, I was on the fence. It could go either way until they show that he's wearing his hearing aid in the flash forwards. Like, oh, something must have happened.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was a good movie.
It's an intense little movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not little. Don't say little.
Oh, yeah.
It's
There's
long.
It's an intense, gigantic movie.
Yeah.
But the story is engaging the entire way through.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I want Chitty's outfits. They were all on point, awesome.
Yeah.
That's fair. Like, in a weird way, it kind of reminds me of this one, I think, Thai or Vietnamese movie. I'm afraid I can't remember the title, and I apologize, but it's another one that's named after the town that it's set in.
Mm.
And it's another one with a sort of a grim, like, the world is shit and there's nothing you can do about it feel to it. But in that one, it's just the good guys just get murdered at the end and nothing happens. They
I'm not
don't
watching
they
that.
don't accomplish anything.
Yeah.
Sounds terrible.
This is like the more mainstream version of that. This is the version of that that's like, just give us something.
Yes. There is hope.
Yeah.
Good wins in the end. In a
Sort
weird
of.
kind of way, but yes, it
A
does.
little maybe. Yeah, sure.
At least evil is punished.
Yeah.
Evil is dead as shit.
Yeah, very fucking dead.
Yes.
Fuckers. Let's talk about the fight coordinator on this. It's a guy named Lakshman Ram.
Promote him.
Yeah.
He was the fight coordinator on Magadira and Sarinodu.
Ah.
Yeah. So he does good work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I miss anybody on here? No, I think I got everybody. At least everybody that I,
Remembered.
could find stuff about them that I knew about.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very good, very, like you said, engaging, very dark film,
Yeah.
but
But
rewarding.
There's definitely a lot of humor to break it up, though.
Definitely.
The brothers' dynamic is very
Mhm.
good. Chitty, the whole not being able to hear some things and hearing some other things, and how other characters play off of that is fun too. And
Yes. And the romantic interest really works in this one.
it does.
Yeah.
You know what reverse ninja theory
What?
is, right?
I
Basically,
did at one point.
it's the idea that one ninja is powerful, two ninjas are pretty strong. The more ninjas, the weaker the ninjas.
Oh.
Yeah.
That explains so much.
It's
Yeah.
called the reverse ninja theory.
Yeah.